I always share why I'm speaking on what I'm speaking on. You know,
I did like that. She didn't feel me.
you are just so not nice. So anyway, you know, I know it's my time, and I say, okay, God, give me an inspiration, give me some truth to talk about here. But I'm always like going, you know, is it gonna, something really is gonna happen to me so I can tell you through my experience? Make it gentle, please, right? So I did. I got the inspiration. Quite a few days ago, you know, I get in bed, and before I do anything, I got this memory that just passed through me. And it was a difficult memory, something I really did forget about. And it was a time in my life where I guess we could say I was held hostage for a week against my will. And there were many memories within that week, but this particular one, I went, oh, and I didn't realize that it was still in me. I thought I had, you know, you peel your onion, and I got through this, and apparently I didn't. So I go into meditation, you know, you get just right down into that soul and say, man, show me where I'm holding this in my body. In my solar plexus, it felt like I was pregnant. Oh, holy crap. It was crazy. It was so huge. And now what do I do with it? I got to get rid of this. You know, and you work on it, and it's gone, right? But then you feel this, I felt this emptiness in my stomach. Where did it go? Kind of like when you have a baby. After you have the baby and your stomach goes down, it was that same feeling. So then it's, oh, I remember.
You're the only one.
Yeah, my hip bone stuck out, and I was like, oh, look at that, I'm back to normal. But you swell afterwards, right? You swell, and, you know, it comes back. But that was that feeling of what I had, and then I filled it with the white light, and I thought, okay, I know what I need to talk about, and what I want to talk about is power. Power, our own personal power, and how we give our power away, and we don't even realize it. George Orwell had a quote in 1984. He said, "We know that no one ever seizes power with the intention of relinquishing it." And that is so true. They don't relinquish the power. These are institutions or whatever it is. Oh, I like that quote. Every day, you know, let's face it, every day we go to the grocery store, we go to the gas station, we go to the pharmacy, whatever we do, you know, there's power over us. They dictate the prices. They dictate what you get. They dictate what pesticides they're going to use. We're powerless, you know, in our daily societal life. And I was looking through Google, you know, you do Google and you get the news. One of the headlines was, "The sun has a new way to kill us." Oh, well, let's put fear in everyone. If we make everyone fearful, we lose our power. And we've been talking about solar flares and solar winds, but you can talk about it without taking someone's power away. It's just aware of, this may affect us. But no, they're saying it could kill us. And it's a ridiculous article. But another way where our power is taken away subliminally. You don't even realize it. I do, but most people don't, you know? So, and we've all experienced being victimized by someone. All of us have been a victim at some point in our life. But more importantly, we notoriously victimize ourselves every day. And we don't think about it, but we really do. And you know, when we victimize ourselves, we lose our sense of self. And there are some ways that we can do it. And you can kind of check in and see if this is you. Does it apply to you anytime in your life? Have you ever held back your voice, held back your truth to keep peace? Have you ever done that? I know I have. Have you acted or spoken because you felt guilty? Did guilt creep in your life at any time? I know I have felt guilty. I was just telling Cindy, you know, when I was thinking about when I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, my marriage was not good. And I had a twin with her, and I kept bleeding, and I lost that twin. But I remember thinking, why am I having another baby? I don't need another baby. You know, my life is falling apart. I have a 3-year-old that she's, you know, climbing walls and everything. And when I thought of that, I felt guilty. Well, guilt doesn't belong there. I'm human, but I felt guilty. So we easily feed ourselves all this negativity day in and day out. Have you avoided opportunities because you were afraid that you might not make it or succeed? That lack of confidence. I know I have. Have you handed the reins over to somebody else to make that decision because you're not sure if you really felt like you were strong enough to make that decision or had enough information or just didn't believe in yourself? We can go on and on about how we give away our power every day. We've all of us have made ourselves small, felt unworthy, felt unlovable, and felt powerless. But it's called being human. That's who we are. But in doing so in our humanness, when we do that, we cut ourselves off from our God or our higher self, creator being, whatever you want to call it. We cut ourselves off and don't realize it. Again, the Bible says we are all born in sin. I feel, and there's studies proving some of this, I feel we grow in utero for 10 months in a rich environment of karma. We come in with these karmic lessons. We've got mother's emotions. We've got mother's thoughts. We've got mother's words. We've got the lineage of our DNA that's just kind of growing and molding, and that's who we are. And so our little bodies are perpetrated in the very beginning with a lot of roadblocks and dramas and traumas before we're even out in the world. And studies show that babies by 26, 27 weeks respond to sound, to vibrations. They respond to mother's emotions and feelings. So listen, we come in with a I'm gonna say with a lot of pressure. So we need a strong will, and sometimes we're not allowed to have that strong will in our families. Living in this dual plane of existence, we're taught not to question authorities, recognize man's hierarchies, and know our stations. We have to shut up and follow dictatorial laws that are created by man or abide by church dogma. Everybody's thinking for us. Everybody's telling us what to do. Do you see any self-empowerment in any of that? Because I don't. It's constant taking, constant taking. As we traverse life and all the dramas and traumas it has to offer, we lose pieces of ourselves. And we owe it to our human selves, as well as our soul, to retrieve all those dispersed pieces of us and all that power that we've given away. So it's time to have a personal relationship with your God and with yourself, and to be honest with yourself, and to set boundaries that are healthy and live in your truth. And go back and think about all those times you've given your power away unnecessarily. And the power comes back to what Cindy talked about control. We think we want control. We don't have control. So when we feel like we're out of control, we've lost our power. And in relationships or whatever's going on in life, you can't control those relationships. When you try to, you're giving your power away. And it just is this vicious cycle. So if we can go back and think about our own personalities and our own experiences and see where do you typically give your power away? How often do you do it? We can get that all back and own our choices and own who we are and own our own thoughts and our own feelings and our own emotions. Then we can meet our karmic lessons more gracefully and heal our souls at the same time. So it's just being aware of what we allow in our lives and who we allow in our lives. So it's our right to remold ourselves, to rebirth ourselves, and remind ourselves that we're worthy, we are capable, and we are powerful beings. So review your life lessons, your actions and your reactions. Review your beliefs and your ill wills. Remember to look for the root cause in self and for others. And by doing this, when we reevaluate and we look at that movie of our life, you can go, oh, here I lost it, here. Just pull it back in. That's all you got to do is pull it back in. I got it back, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And then you get to that point where you can forgive yourself and you can forgive everybody else. You got to take it to the point of forgiveness. And then you move on. It's a new day. It's that where, I hate saying it, but it's like being born again. But it's a different born again. You know what I mean by born again. So own that rebirth of yourself after you do that. So it is my hope that we all laugh in the face of illusory, inharmonious feelings, that we know deep down in our bones, we all know it, we are all perfect and we are all powerful. We say it all the time. God does not make mistakes.
I was telling Rick that I was perfect.
And what did he say? he didn't agree? He needs to talk to God. God will set him straight, right?
Or she's gonna sit in there.
So I want to end this saying, know God's perfect love has always been within all of us, and it is always attainable. Know it's infinitely abundant, and know it is always shareable. And that is the end of the sermon.